Hey guys, today I'm going to walk you through the process of selling an item as a listant. So we're going to cover everything from requesting to sell your first item all the way to earning a commission. And we're here on the Find Jobs page, and this is where you can search for jobs under their category and subcategory. So we're going to look at cell phones under electronics. Now the job marketplace auto-populates to the address located on your profile. So in this case, I am seeing all the cell phones in my area code and city. Now if I want to broaden that scope, I can remove the area code or I can remove the city. And that way I can see more items located on the website. And if you want to see all the items, you can simply remove cell phones as a category and see many of the items that are posted on this website. So now you have the filter and sort function. And the filter and sort functions are meant to help you find the perfect item to sell. So you can really narrow down things with these inputs, as well as add multiple categories. Now the sort function allows you to sort from high to low, or closest to farthest, or newest to oldest. So you can see lower commissions, or you can see higher commissions, or you can see closest to farthest. You can see that this is 0 miles away, all the way to 29. Now I want to refocus on cell phones. So here we have some cell phones. Now I want to review the basic components of a listing. So you have the picture, whether it's new or used, you have the title, the quantity, when it was posted, how far it is away from your location, a description, the name of the seller, their rating, whether they're a business or personal user, and the payments they accept for this item. So they want cash or Zelle or PayPal, and in this example, Venmo or Square Cash. And now you have your pickup option, and if that is a check, that means that the seller would like their item to be picked up and dealt with. And then of course finally you have location. Now these are very important components of the listing. This first number is the asking price, and that's the minimum amount that this item can be sold for. So in this example, $910. And then the commission, and that's what you will earn as a listant for selling this item at this asking price. And then finally the duration, and that's how long you have to sell the item. So let's just say I'm interested in selling this iPhone 7 Plus. So I can see the different pictures they have. I can review the details that I've already seen. I can see a general area of where it is located, and if I feel comfortable in selling this item, I can request to sell. Now this is the submit a proposal page, and here you can review all the current details and terms for this job. So you can see the asking price, the commission, the quantity, and the duration. And if you're okay with the seller's terms, you can go ahead and request to sell the item. But in the situation where you feel that the item can't sell for that amount or can sell for more, or if you need more days or you want to impress the seller and sell in less days, you can propose new terms. So let's just say I can sell this item for $420. However, I'm going to need 20 days to do it. Now this surely will look impressive to a seller. Then you can write a quick message. And then once you've written a message, you need to accept the terms and conditions, as well as liability for the item if it is not returned or if it's not paid in full. So when you request to sell an item, our platform does a real-time bank balance check on your account to ensure that you have sufficient funds to be liable for that item. So in the case of picking up this item for $420, you must at least have $420 in your bank account, otherwise you would not be able to be liable for this item in the case that you do not return the item if it does not sell, or if the item is not paid in full by the completion of the contract. Now, the real-time bank balance check is only being performed on items that are being picked up. So in the case that an item is not being picked up, like this other example, there's no need to accept liability, and there will not be a bank balance check performed. Just to make clear, bank balance checks and liability for the item are only assumed and performed when it is an item that is being picked up. Once you feel comfortable, request a sell. And now your proposal has been submitted. So now it's a waiting game to wait on the seller to either accept or deny your proposal. Now I can see in my notifications that the iPhone 7 Plus has been awarded by Dave Johnson. And if I go to my jobs, I can see that there is an action needed to be taken on this job. And that's whether I want to accept or reject this job that has been awarded. Now, we've included the reject function in the case that there's a time delay from when that job was awarded and when you requested to sell it. And you may not be able to sell it anymore, or you may be too busy. But in this example, you will accept the job. And you do that by putting in your password and then click submit. After being awarded the job and accepting the job, the next step is to pick up the item. So that would require to know where the person lives or would like the item to be picked up. So let's go to our messages. Dave said, "Hey, I'm excited to have your help." So let's shoot him a message back. So now that we know when to pick up the item and where to pick up the item, we can now visit the seller's location and begin the pickup process. Now once you're at the seller's location, it's time to pick up the item. And during pickup, there's actually 3 actions you can take: pick up item, update proposal, and cancel. So to demonstrate the update proposal and cancel actions, I'd like to use an example. Let's just say the iPhone 7 Plus is in a really bad condition and no longer can be sold for the $420 like you assumed. In this situation, you can update the proposal, setting a lower asking price, and the seller has the choice whether or not to accept that new proposal. And if you feel uncomfortable or don't think you can sell an item anymore, you can go ahead and cancel the job in itself. Once you're ready to pick up the item, click Pick Up Item. And you need to upload an image of the item showing that you were actually at the person's location and you have the item in your possession. Enter your password, then click Submit. Now before I click Submit, I want to explain that an item is only considered picked up if the seller also confirms from their side of the platform that the item has indeed been picked up. By clicking Submit, you are officially assuming the responsibility and liability of the item because it will now be in your possession. Once the seller confirms from their end that the item has been picked up, it's time to get selling. And now there's a few things that you need to do in order to sell an item most effectively. First, take great pictures. Take some time to take some quality pictures because high quality pictures will improve the chances of you selling your item much quicker and at a higher price. And a higher price means a bigger commission for you. Once you've taken great pictures, next it's time to create an awesome listing. And that starts with creating an eye-catching title as well as an informative description. And by doing so, buyers are going to be more intrigued to visit your listing. After creating an awesome listing, the next step is to post the item all over the internet. Now here are a few different places you can post the item to have a better chance at selling it. The more places you list the item, the better your chances are at finding the right buyer. Once you've found a buyer, arrange with them a meetup for the payment of the item and the exchange. Remember, the seller does not have to be present. You're being paid to handle everything on their behalf. just like any meetup when selling an item, the buyer will inspect the item, and then when they're ready to purchase the item, they'll go ahead and pay you as the listant. So in this example, the buyer will pay you $420 for the iPhone 7 Plus. Now you will be responsible for transferring those funds to the seller. Now once you're ready to transfer the funds to the seller, you'll have to do so in their preferred payment method. So in this example, you would have to transfer the $420 to the seller through their PayPal account. And once you've done so, inform the seller through the messaging app. I need to confirm from my end that the item has been sold. So this is the final sales price, and this is the quantity. And if I, for some reason, sold this item for more, I can go ahead and input that in this box. Now I can include any additional info, and then I can put in my password and click submit. And by doing so, I'm confirming from my end that the item has been sold. Now, the item is only considered as sold if the seller also confirms from their end that they have received the full amount and that it has indeed been sold. So now just click submit. The seller has now confirmed that the item has sold from their end. And now that's when you get paid. Your commissions will be logged into Lystant, and those commissions will be paid out to your bank account every 2 weeks. You can see the history of your commissions in the Transactions tab at the top of the page. That's it. That's how you sell an item as a Lystant. If you were unable to sell the item during the job duration, you will have 7 additional days to return the item after job expiration. When returning the item, you must confirm from your end that the item was returned, as well as the seller must also confirm that the item was returned. And only then will your responsibility and liability for the item be returned back to the seller. Now, it's very important that you return the item, because if you don't, you will be liable for the full price of the item.